They came in, they harassed my patients, they took us all into custody, they released us that day, told us if we did it again we might be arrested again.
I didn't run on closing marijuana dispensaries. That's not one of the top priorities in our office. It's something that we certainly will look at and work with different cities to try to craft regulations, but I don't think it's the number one threat to public safety. I think gang violence.
Who said we stopped? We can't simply take a back seat when we have people calling and complaining about, any criminal law violation. So, the fact that we may not be hitting any these places doesn't mean that we're not still scrutinizing some of these operations. We don't technically run the place. They do what they want to do. Obviously they look to us for guidance as to what's going to be filed and how our office is going to look on the legal issues, but we don't have any authority over them.
Mayor Reed, members of the council, my name is Paul Stewart. I represent the Medicinal Cannabis Collective Coalition. Attacking collectives using funds to clamp down on illegal drugs such as methamphetamines is unconscionable.
Councilmember Oliveria.
Thank you, Mayor Reed. If I may make a suggestion to our city manager, if perhaps we could put together an informational memo with the city management and the police department. It's clearly an area of concern in this community. I understand, and I think it's also necessary to answer what's really truthful. I think there's just information floating on all sides of the fence. I've understood this is a federal grant that's specific toward methamphetamines and guns, but it seems that though they've been looking at the medical cannabis collectives.
There were a lot of methamphetamine investigations because, as you're probably aware, in this area, methamphetamine is the drug of prevalence, and it's a serious problem. And there was absolutely no misdirection of any funding that was specifically set aside to work in that basis. And that wouldn't have happened. And no, it did not happen. My experience in dealing with agencies involved in asset forfeitures, that there seems to be an emphasis on looking to sources of money as opposed to sources of criminal conduct. And so it flows backwards instead of forwards. In my experience, it tends to contaminate the view of the force that's engaged in the asset forfeiture activities. That'll be used to pay for additional training, equipment, possibly vehicles for undercover use. There's a lot of equipment that needs to be purchased for safety equipment that they wouldn't get otherwise.
They seized all our accounts, our personal accounts, our corporate accounts, 120 pounds of cannabis, approximately $900,000 in inventory. They're just trying to rake extra money. We're sitting ducks. And we're still, 5 months later, trying to get that stuff back. Everything that they could carry out of here, they took. And right now, I'm guilty until proven innocent.